Everybody knows by now that Spurs have sacked Postecoglou, and I just needed to get on the mic like I'm Drake on Take Care or something and just start venting, dude. Just start speaking from the soul. I don't have any numbers really prepared. I'm just going to talk about why I'm so disappointed in this decision. I feel disgusted, quite frankly. I'm a little embarrassed to be a Spurs fan, which is not the first time I've been embarrassed to be a Spurs fan. I think it's very easy to be embarrassed based on how the club acts and the fans, because there's a large portion of the fan base that, man, we got nothing in common outside of supporting Spurs, which I'm not even sure they support Spurs. I think they just want to cry and whine and vent online, posing as Tottenham fans, but I don't think they actually care. I just think they want to cry. And they are just drawn to be negative 24/7 no matter what is happening. And I do kind of blame that portion of the fan base a little bit for where we are. The Ange out crowd that has been barking ever since, I would say, the turn of 2025. As we were on the European campaign trail in the Europa League, every single time we made it to the next round, it was, I don't care, Ange out. I don't care, Ange out. And this portion of the fan base, man, I don't understand you guys. I don't understand you guys. We have been clowned by every fan base in the world. And it's not just Premier League fans. Bro, fans in like La Liga make fun of us. Fans in Liga MX make fun of us because we're this big club, the Big Six, but we haven't won anything. And now we win a Europa League, and it's still not enough for you guys. You guys still find something else to complain about. You guys will never be happy. You guys will never be happy. I mean, I feel bad for your future wives. If you have one, goddamn, she's up against it because you're always going to find something to bitch and moan about. Everybody knows the Premier League season didn't go well. You are never going to hear me get up here and say, actually, we did great in the league. Of course we didn't. Does that mean you sack him? No. I think the game is gone based on how fans talk about coaches nowadays. I swear to God, you could have one bad season, and it was a bad season domestically. We did okay in the Cups, and we won the Europa League. So on aggregate, is it an awful season? You're Europa League champions. Is it an awful season? No. Let's say it was a C overall. If I'm going letter grade, C season for Spurs. I think that's fair given that we weren't very good in the league, especially in 2025, and we won the Europa League. So I think if you want to call this a C season, C minus, I'll even give you that. Sure, C minus season. Postecoglou's not perfect. Postecoglou's not infallible. Postecoglou makes mistakes. All of that is okay. You don't have to sack him. You don't have to fire him. And if winning the first trophy the club has had since 2008 does not earn you another chance, what does? Like, is anybody sitting here as a Spurs fan and saying the last 2 years under Postecoglou was the worst and darkest time in Spurs history? Are you having a laugh? Are you joking? Are you joking? This has not even been close to as down bad as we have been in the past. Because for me, the objective was win something. And he did that. And it wasn't just the Carabao, not to dismiss the Carabao, but I think if he won the Carabao, probably the celebrations would have been a little more muted. He won the Europa League. And he beat Manchester United. He beat a fellow Premier League team in the final. Yes, they're bad too. I don't care. He still got it done. He did something that the GOAT, right? We've had the mother effing Mount Rushmore of managers have walked in to this club. Do you guys forget that? We had Mauricio Pochettino, didn't win us anything, got us to a Champions League final. Jose Mourinho has won something with every single club except us. Yes, he got us to the cup final against City. Would we have won? Nobody can say that for sure. It was a terrible final, I'll tell you that. God, that was one of the worst games I've ever seen, much like the Europa League final. But I guess we won that one, we lost the other one, so who cares? It's a results-oriented business. That's what I hear all the time. Well, he won. He won, and it wasn't great football, but we won. Antonio Conte, the guy who literally just won Serie A with a Napoli team that had no business winning Serie A, couldn't do it with us. Didn't do a damn thing with us, actually. We got Nuno Espirito Santo. We ran him out after 2 months. He almost had Forest in a Champions League spot if they didn't falter near the end of the season. And now here comes Ange Postecoglou, who has won at every single club he's been at. And some of y'all still disrespect the achievements in Australia. You still disrespect the achievements in Japan. Like, he didn't take clubs. You know, with a lot of those clubs, he won their first trophy in the division or their first trophy in 15 plus years. You know that this man has ended trophy droughts pretty much everywhere he's gone. You know this man has created the most successful periods of a club almost everywhere he's gone. Not Celtic, because Celtic won a lot. This man still won the treble. Still got nominated for Coach of the Year in UEFA. He has been successful everywhere. Now he's come to Spurs, where we're like the goddamn Cleveland Browns of professional football, I would say. And I'm a Browns fan, so I can say that. And he wins. And we still sack him. So what does that tell me? That tells me a couple things. Number one, some of y'all as fans, y'all will never be happy. Number two, from ownership, it's not about winning. And that hurts me, and that frightens me. And it kind of confirms what we all knew. But for me, it's like the curtain has been lifted. We're no longer even trying to hide it anymore. It's not about winning. It's about making money. And that's one of the most disappointing revelations that I think you can have as a fan, where you realize, oh, my club just wants to increase the books every season. They just want to have a record revenue quarter. They look at the season quarters like goddamn JP Morgan and Chase Bank. That's how Tottenham Hotspur and Enoch operate. This man won us a Europa League final, and we sack him instead of giving him one more year. I'll say it right now. What I would have done is kept Ange for one more season. We run it back next year. We suck next year, then sack him. Okay. All right. You don't have any excuses now, Mr. Ange. Time to go. But people love to forget that this season in the Premier League, before our injuries, we were a pretty solid side. Then we got bit by the bubonic plague. Damn near half the squad went down. We're playing Archie Gray. Bergvall wasn't even supposed to debut this season. He became one of the most essential figures in the club. We're playing Jed Spence, who Antonio Conte said, this guy's not a good footballer. He's becoming a key player for us. Romero's out. Van de Ven's out. We have to sign a freaking goalkeeper out of nowhere during the January transfer window because we don't have one to play because Vicario's injured. Son goes down, and Son has one of his worst seasons. Brennan Johnson gets hurt. Kulusevski gets hurt. Madison gets hurt. Who was the most healthy midfielder this season? I don't even know. I don't even know. Solanke, our $65 million signing, okay. He does okay. He was not a game changer by any sense of the word, but y'all will ignore all of that and just say Postecoglou doesn't have what it takes. What about the season before? When we were actually healthy and when the league was clearly the priority, y'all, we were in first place for weeks. Yeah, it didn't work out in the end. Is that Ange's fault? Did it work out for Conte in the end? Did it work out for Mourinho in the end? Did it work out for Pochettino in the end? You guys are idiots. You guys are idiots. We're not winning the league. Do you know how stacked the Prem is now? Leicester, the reason Leicester's insane is because we will never see something like that again. Also, Leicester weren't playing in European football. We're going to be playing in European football. So if we're going to try to be a Leicester, we have to throw European football. Like, we might as well go out in the Champions League group phase and just go all in on the Prem. And we still have a 5% chance of winning it. Do you guys not understand this? The best that we can do, the best that most clubs can do is go for cups. And we won. And not only did we win a cup, bro, Postecoglou played a different style of football because y'all like to bitch and moan that, all he does is all-out attack. Again, none of you guys watch these games. You're a bunch of box score merchants. Fake fans, bro. You disgust me. We play a completely different brand of football in the cup. It is defensive football, and we won. So this whole Ange is too stuck to his philosophy is utter bollocks. It's not true. It's objectively false. So can we stop spreading that throughout the internet? What do we want, man? We want Thomas Frank? I have nothing against Thomas Frank at all. I think he's a good manager. But what is he going to do? Is he going to come in here and win the Champions League? Is he going to come in here and win the FA Cup? If he wins the FA Cup, is that even enough? Because clearly, that's only enough if we're also fourth in the league. We've now set the precedent where if you don't do well in the league, you get sacked, regardless of anything else. That is the precedent that has been set. Do you guys not realize this? So the next manager knows, if I want to stay here and keep this job, it's the league. Screw the cups. Screw Europe. It's the league. That's a dangerous place to be in. It's dangerous when the objective is unattainable. And that's where we are. Is that where we want to be? Because that's where we are. Thomas Frank, Iriola, Pep Guardiola. We're not winning the league, man. This is the best we can do. And y'all, for some reason, there's half of the Spurs fan base that I actually think is reasonable, and the other half is so entitled to levels I don't understand. We haven't won anything in almost 2 decades. Why are you entitled? Why do you feel like we are Barcelona or Real Madrid? We're not on that level, dude. So why do you think that? Where is it coming from? Is it just because we're Tottenham? We're a big six? I don't get it. We were a cursed team, man. We were a cursed team. We had a guy come in here who was a serial winner. Yet another serial winner. And I forgot how Levy described Ange when he hired him. Like we got in all these serial winners and now we have Ange, I think is what he said, which is just disgusting. Disgusting how we downplay achievements in places that we are completely ignorant about. I would much rather people say, I don't know what he did in Australia, in Japan, so I don't want to speak on that. I would much rather people say that, and I would respect you for saying that, rather than saying Mickey Mouse leagues, it doesn't matter. You have no idea what you're talking about. And now he's won with us. And we sacked him. And it feels like when we sacked Pochettino, a manager that I felt so proud to have at the club, and he's gone. Except this time he won us a European silverware. That's the difference now. It's arguably worse. It's arguably more inexcusable. And if you're one of those people that thinks that Postecoglou doesn't care about the club, I don't understand you, man. The reason this guy was pissed off all the time is because he wants to win with the club. And going back to last season, he was having people ask us to throw the game so that Arsenal don't win the league. And he's like, I'm a winner. I want us to be winners here. And you're asking me to throw a game. And I think that's when he realized, like, oh, it's not about winning here. Winning is not the determinant for success. To appease Spurs fans, it's do better than Arsenal, which is pathetic. It's pathetic that that's the metric. I'm honestly so embarrassed that I have to be associated with a certain portion of the fan base. And I think it's so sad where footy is going, where managers who break curses, managers who win things, managers who change or at least are trying to change the culture for better are sacked after 2 years in charge when the 2 years were not even bad. Again, last season was not bad at all. You're tripping if you say that. This season, we decided in 2025 to prioritize the Europa League and to let the Prem go because we knew we weren't going to get relegated. There was nothing to play for in the Prem. We were not winning. We were not catching the European sides. There was nothing to play for. And I think Postecoglou actually planned perfectly for us to win the Europa League, and we did. And the man said, I always win things in my second season. Do you know how much pressure he invited on himself and the club? And he still did it. And y'all still want him out because we broke the record for 18 losses in the Prem or whatever it was. It's just, thank God we don't have a Premier League show on the channel. I don't have to talk about this bullshit more often because it's quite frankly embarrassing to me. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. We've hired everybody. We've gone through the carousel. We brought in all these coaches. We finally got one who wins. With the squad that is not as good as Pochettino's squad back in 2015. Again, you're an idiot if you think that this team is better than 2015. Not even close, I would argue. So he wins with the worst team. He wins in an injury-riddled season, and we still let him go. So in comes Thomas Frank. And Godspeed to you, Thomas Frank. I'm going to back you if you're the manager. But again, just like when Poch left, it feels like a little part of my Spurs soul died today. And I don't know if they come back. I'm pretty sure in Harry Potter, once you stab those Horcruxes, I'm pretty sure they don't come back. And yeah, I don't know. You can feel however you want about what I just said, but it's true. Like I said, I'm not affiliated to the club through blood. I'm affiliated through my godfather being a fan because we just happened to sign a Russian guy back in the day. My godfather's Russian, and that's really the whole story there. So it's really a disappointing moment, man. I'm so much more disappointed than angry. And to Postecoglou, all I can say is thank you so much for everything you did for the club and how much effort you put in to put respect on us and to win a trophy. And in that regard, you succeeded. And this man will be successful wherever he goes. Maybe I can make a future video about that, but yeah, this guy has what it takes. He's a serial winner. He won with us when nobody else could. He's going to go somewhere else. He's going to win there too. And I kind of hope that he haunts us a little bit. I kind of do. I feel like we deserve this. Maybe not we, but Enoch and Daniel Levy deserve this. We deserve to get knocked out in a cup competition by a Postecoglou managed team or something. And I'm going to feel, honestly, probably just a little sense of satisfaction when that happens because I'm so done with ownership, man. I'm so done with ownership. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Postecoglou out. We'll see what happens next with Spurs. You guys let me know how you feel down below in the comments.